I walked into a restaurant, someone comes up to me and says, "Aren't you Prohibition Theology?" And I thought, this is cool. I don't usually get recognized out there, but it was in Minnesota after all. So anyway, I said, "Yes, I am. Do you follow me on that account?" And this person said, "Yes, but I'm not sure who you are." And I said, "What do you mean?" And she said, "Well, sometimes you sound like an evangelical, and sometimes you sound like a liberal, and sometimes you sound like a progressive. Who are you?" I have to tell you, that makes me happy, that kind of thing, because I'm neither one nor the other nor the other. Somebody once even came up to me and said, "Are you Catholic?" No, I'm certainly not Catholic. Okay, so what am I then? I wish I'd had a chance to talk more about this with that person, but she was part of a group and they were leaving. In any case, I do want to tell you what I am and what I'm not. Sometimes I sound one way, sometimes I sound another way. That's just how I like it. It's not that that is deliberate per se, but those labels, they cannot define me. I love being in a place where I can't be defined by labels. I'm not a t-shirt that has a tag in the back and that defines what the t-shirt is about. I'm a human being. I'm a hermeneutical being. And to be human, meaning to be hermeneutical, means that we're always communicating, we're always interpreting, and our brains always change. Our identities change in that manner. So in other words, being hermeneutical is the one thing that all humans are always, even when we're asleep. If you want to label me hermeneutical, but that would apply to you as well, and I would encourage you to prefer that label over other labels. Those other labels include simplicity over simplification, animosity, and they reduce the world to either ors. And I live in a culture where that is very much the case. And we see some of the results of that right now. On a personal note, sometimes I'm shocked how much social media has changed the game in the sense of these labels turning into animosity. I look at some of my own responses to people in the comments, and often I have to go back and edit them. That's scary to me. That never happened in the classroom. Always congenial, always helpful. I don't remember a single hostile situation. I remember situations where I clearly, utterly disagreed with a student or vice versa, but it was always congenial. In the comments, though, things sometimes get ugly, and I think a lot of that has to do with those labels. Let's not do it. Now, if you want to know what it's like to be hermeneutical and to be aware of that and to refuse other labels, I want to encourage you to go to this place and indicate your interest in this, and you will see what I have on offer for you, including a small gift, which I hope you find helpful. By the way, if you're a seminary professor or an academic dean, this is what your seminary should be teaching, especially all the stuff in the sidebar, and obviously there's a lot more than you see in these 2 slides. In any case, participate in the narrative experience, whether you're a professor or a so-called layperson, I don't like that term, whoever you are, participate in it. But if you're a professor in a seminary, get rid of this thing. There's way too much wrong with this. Replace it with something like that. Make it up yourself, or take the narrative experience and make it your blueprint, whatever you do, but get rid of this. If we don't embrace hermeneutics, that means we're not embracing our humanity. And in the theological world, we can't afford to do that. This effectively reduces the human experience to principles, and it can't get much worse than that. Embrace hermeneutics, embrace the fact that we're narrative beings. If what I told you in this video interests you at all, go to this place, and I hope to see you there.